चिदम्बरम साहब, स्वागत है आपका।
नमस्कार।
सबसे पहला सवाल आपसे ये कि आपके विरोधी आपके ऊपर आरोप लगा रहे हैं कि आप दरअसल आंकड़ों के जादूगर हैं। आपने जो भाषण संसद में दिया उसमें आपने आंकड़ों की जादूगरी की और दिखाया कि जो जीडीपी, जो फिस्कल डेफिसिट है, जीडीपी के मुताबिक जो 4.6% जो आपने फिक्स किया, वो दरअसल सच्चाई नहीं है। इसका आप किस प्रकार से जवाब देंगे सर?
What is सच्चाई नहीं है? Point is, last year also they said my numbers were not credible. I can't achieve the target. But I have achieved the target. My numbers are there on the table. Nobody has pointed out which number of the revised estimates for 2013-14 is not credible. This is an annual ritual of critics. If they have nothing to say, they will say your numbers are not credible. My numbers are credible. I achieved a fiscal deficit of 4.6 after setting a target of 4.8. And you take it from me, 4.1 is a doable target. Whoever is in government must aim to do the target of 4.1.
अभी जब एआईसीसी का अधिवेशन हुआ था, राहुल गांधी जी ने बड़े फ्लरिश के साथ स्टेज से घोषणा कर दी कि प्रधानमंत्री जी 9 सिलेंडर से तो बात नहीं बनती, 12 सिलेंडर तक करिए। अब आप वित्त मंत्री हैं सर, आप ये कह रहे हैं कि दरअसल जो सब्सिडी है उस सब्सिडी को हम और घटा सकते हैं। क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि जो फैसला जो लिया गया यूपीए सरकार द्वारा वो फाइनेंशियल पॉइंट से सर गलत था?
No, I don't think so. A government does not descend from the skies. A government is elected by the people. There are millions of people in the country who want more cylinders with subsidy. There are millions who want food with subsidy. There are millions who want fertilizer with subsidy. No government can brush them aside. The clamor came from the gathering at the AICC, and the Vice President of the party articulated that. We have given 9 to 12. But earlier, remember, we started with 6. But within a month, without any clamor, getting the feedback from the ground, we raised it to 9. But it really doesn't matter whether you have raised it to 9 or 12. I don't think there'll be clamor for more. Let's stop at 12. If I eliminate the 1 to 1.5 crore duplicate or false connections, I save 800 to 1,200 crore a month. That's the big saving I'm budgeting for over the next year. I'm pushing the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas to eliminate the duplicate and false connections.
सर, आपसे बात करके ऐसा प्रतीत होता है कि आप जो आंकड़े जो आपके दिमाग में हैं, वो आंकड़े आपको कन्विक्शन है कि वो सही आंकड़े हैं। लेकिन नरेंद्र मोदी को देखिए, आपके विरोधी हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रधानमंत्री पद के उम्मीदवार हैं, वो क्या कहते हैं? वो कहते हैं कि चिदम्बरम साहब को समझना चाहिए हार्वर्ड जाना और हार्डवर्क करने में बड़ा फर्क है।
See, the problem is, वो कुछ नहीं कहते हैं. He doesn't face an interview with you. You should sit him down and ask him this question. Has he given an interview? I wish I could interview him. Or I'll give you the questions you should ask him. You should ask him.
क्या आप ये कह रहे हैं कि आप नरेंद्र मोदी जी के साथ public, are you open for a public debate with Narendra Modi, sir?
First, let him face a press conference first.
No, are you open to a debate?
I am not willing to engage in a schoolboy's debate. We have to have a debate on a substantial subject. Now, the subjects I'm listing are, he must first spell out his views, like I have spelled out my views. I've got a 10-point agenda in the end of my budget speech. I want him to spell out whether he agrees with those 10 or not. What is his position on fiscal deficit? What is his position on CAD, current account deficit? What is his position on, say, monetary policy? What is his position on GST, DTC? I know the GST bill has been stopped by Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Therefore, he must spell out his positions, like we have spelled out our positions, and then, of course, the appropriate people from both sides can debate. But without knowing what your position is, you hold your cards close to your chest and engage in this kind of a, what I would call a schoolboy's wordplay. I think
आप उनको संजीदगी से नहीं लेते. You don't take Mr. Modi seriously.
No, I take him seriously. I'll tell you why I take him seriously. He is the principal opposition party's prime ministerial candidate. And I've always said, when the principal opposition party puts up a candidate as prime minister, we must take that seriously. It's because I take him seriously, I closely follow what he says. And I notice the undercurrent of majoritarianism, the undercurrent of individualism, and his famous theme in every speech, I, me, mine. Give me power, I'll give you Swaraj. Give me power, I will get the black money. This I, me, mine and this individualism and this majoritarianism is not the way to govern India.
बट आपको नहीं लगता सर कि कहीं ना कहीं मोदी जी का जो इकोनॉमिक मॉडल है, उस इकोनॉमिक मॉडल को शायद देश में ज्यादा लोग खरीदने के पक्ष में दिखते हैं बजाय इसके कि जो कांग्रेस का इकोनॉमिक मॉडल है?
Please, what is that economic model? Our economic model lifted 140 million people, 4 crore people out of poverty in 10 years. Show me any other period of 10 years where 14 crore people have been lifted out of poverty.
तो फिर समस्या क्या है सर?
Wait a minute, let me complete.
Sir.
Our economic model delivered growth rate above the trend rate over 10 years. The BJP's economic model delivered a growth rate below the trend rate. We can look at Gujarat. In a speech that I delivered in one of the towns, I pointed out Gujarat and Maharashtra were born on the same day, and I contrasted and compared Gujarat and Maharashtra, and I showed that in several parameters, Maharashtra is ahead of Gujarat.
Sir,
in some parameters, Gujarat is ahead of Maharashtra.
Therefore, sir, आपके वक्तव्य को सुन के और आपकी बातों को सुन के लगता है कि कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि कांग्रेस के खिलाफ जो भ्रष्टाचार के जो आरोप इतने वर्षों से लगते चले आए हैं, करप्शन रिलेटेड स्पेसिफिक्स, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि जो आपने सकारात्मक काम किया सर, वो भ्रष्टाचार के आरोपों के कारण आपकी छवि उससे धूमिल हुई?
आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग दैट देयर हैव बीन एलिगेशंस ऑफ करप्शन अगेंस्ट members of the government, members of the party. But please answer. Mr. Modi had 2 ministers. One is in jail, one is on bail. There's another minister who is holding on to office under Section 8, subsection 4 of the Act, which has been struck down by the Supreme Court. Right. There's another minister against whom a charge sheet has been filed, but still clings on to the ministry. What kind of moral authority does the Gujarat Chief Minister have when he has all these skeletons in his cupboard in his own ministry?
तो कांग्रेस क्यों सेकंड बेस्ट क्यों दिखती है सर जब मोदी जी के खिलाफ जब बात आती है? ऐसा नहीं, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि कांग्रेस को अपने आप पे ही भरोसा उठ गया है? Are you almost looking at a scenario, sir, where you're not self-confident?
No,
where you believe that this battle is as good as over?
I don't agree. Maybe you believe it. We don't. We believe that the people will vote. What did the media say in 2004? The media in 2004 says that it's only a matter of days when Mr. Vajpayee and his cabinet will return to power. Mr. Modi is not taller than Mr. Vajpayee. And what did the media say in 2009? That the Congress has no chance to return to power. If opinion polls will decide elections, why have elections? The president should simply commission an opinion poll and then swear in the government who wins in the opinion poll.
बात संसद की करते हैं और संसदीय राजनीति की करते हैं। देखिए, आप इतने वर्षों से सर, आप इतने वरिष्ठ सांसद हैं, आप संसद में जो कुछ घट रहा है, आप ही की पार्टी का एक सांसद पेपर स्प्रे छिड़कता है संसद में, आप ही की पार्टी के लोग खुदकुशी करने की बात कर रहे हैं। कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं सर कि तेलंगाना को लेकर कांग्रेस पार्टी को अब लगने लगा है शायद कुछ जल्दबाजी हो गई?
You see, I am extremely ashamed of what's happening in Parliament. I'm also ashamed of the kind of behavior indulged in by some members of the Congress party, but there are members of other parties also indulging in such kind of behavior. Now, Telangana is a tricky problem. A party that has presence on both sides, Telangana and Simandra, is divided. The Congress is divided, Telugu Desam is divided, the CPM is divided, CPI is divided. It's only a party which is not present on both sides or is not present at all. It cannot be divided. So we are facing a serious problem in Telangana. We are trying to address it. I agree we have not succeeded in bringing the two sides to some agreement, but we are trying. You can't fault us for not trying.
आप तो सर वही मंत्री हैं जिन्होंने रात को 12 बजे से रात्रि को 12 बजे आप ही ने वक्तव्य दिया था यही मंत्रालय के बाहर कि अब एक नए प्रदेश की स्थापना होगी, आंध्र प्रदेश विधानसभा से एक रेजोल्यूशन पास किया जाएगा। उसके बाद एक कमेटी बनाई गई, श्री कृष्ण कमेटी, जिसमें कहा गया कि नहीं, अगर प्रदेश का विभाजन करना हो तो सबसे लीस्ट प्रेफर्ड ऑल्टरनेटिव होना चाहिए। मेरा प्रश्न सीधा आपसे ये है सर कि क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी ने वाकई एक ये सोचा समझा कदम उठाया था या सिर्फ ये पूरी प्रक्रिया इसलिए है कि लोकसभा में किसी प्रकार से अपनी सीटें बढ़ाई जाएं, आंध्र प्रदेश में अपनी सीटें बचाई जाएं?
No, this is all wrong. Telangana has been the most debated subject in the last 6 or 7 years. Please remember, this has been discussed when Mr. Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy was Chief Minister. This was discussed extensively within the Andhra Pradesh Congress. Then the Congress legislature party passed a resolution supporting Telangana. An all-party meeting that was called supported Telangana.
Right.
Mr. Chandrababu Naidu stood up and said at the all-party meeting, why are we debating it? Bring the resolution tomorrow and I will support the resolution and you take it to Parliament.
तो आपको लगता है इससे parties अब U-turn कर रही हैं?
It's thereafter, of course, everybody knows that. It's thereafter that the central leadership of the Congress party and the government took the decision, yes, we will now announce Telangana. And I announced it late in the night. Why did I announce it late in the night? Because the next day there was going to be 1 million people march on the Secretariat and the leader of the TRS was on a hunger strike. Therefore, in order to avert any crisis, because there was consensus in the Congress legislature party, there was consensus on an all-party meeting, we took the decision to announce Telangana. Thereafter, we didn't thrust the decision down anyone's throat. Since there was negative reaction in one section, we appointed the Sri Krishna committee. It is the most studied problem in recent years. The Sri Krishna committee gave a report.
Right.
They gave 6 alternatives. We zeroed in on option 5 and option 6 and placed it in the public domain and asked people to debate it.
मतलब कांग्रेस ने आपको लगता है कांग्रेस ने सब चीजें सही प्रकार से की?
No, I'm not saying we've done everything correctly, but you can't deny that the Congress party has bent over backwards to accommodate the interests of both the Telangana side and the Seemandhra side.
आप ही के कैबिनेट कॉलीग जयराम रमेश कहते हैं कि सरकार को दरअसल कॉशियस यानी सावधानी बरतने की जरूरत है तेलंगाना के मसले में. इसका क्या महत्व निकालना?
In fact, we have been extremely cautious, but the point is we are not able to bring the 17 MPs representing Telangana and the 25 MPs representing Seemandhra belonging to different parties to any kind of agreement.
लेकिन आपके अपने मुख्यमंत्री किरण कुमार रेड्डी वो पार्टी छोड़ने की बात करते हैं सर. वो कह रहे हैं कि वो मुख्यमंत्री पद से इस्तीफा दे देंगे, कांग्रेस छोड़ देंगे.
I think he clearly crossed the Lakshman Rekha of a chief minister of a party. I think the party has been more than tolerant and more than indulgent towards him. I think the people will take note of the fact that he has breached all propriety that has to be observed by a chief minister.
तो क्या चिदम्बरम साहब इस देश के वित्त मंत्री इस पक्ष के हैं कि किरण कुमार रेड्डी के खिलाफ अनुशासनात्मक कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए, अनुशासनहीनता की कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए, इनडिसिप्लिन की कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए?
No, I am not the disciplinary action committee of the party. I am only pointing out that no chief minister of a party has been shown such latitude as Mr. Kiran Kumar Reddy was shown. And I'm only pointing out that he breached all limits of propriety.
बात करते हैं चिदम्बरम साहब के खुद के राजनीतिक भविष्य की. मैं उत्तर प्रदेश से हूं. ऐसा क्यों है चिदम्बरम साहब कि हम आपको उत्तर प्रदेश में प्रचार करते हुए क्यों नहीं देख सकते? कहीं आपको ऐसा तो नहीं लगता कि आप दक्षिण भारत से हैं, इसलिए आप प्रचार नहीं कर सकते?
I have traveled to Uttar Pradesh. I've traveled to other states. I can talk to small groups. But since I cannot speak Hindi, I don't fancy myself as a great campaigner in Hindi, but if you want me to speak in English or Tamil, even better, I'll be very happy to do so.
But आपको कभी लगा सर कि कहीं वो आपकी वीकनेस बन गई क्या? क्योंकि हम देखते हैं कि नरसिम्हा राव के बाद राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर जितने नेता उभरे, कहीं चिदम्बरम साहब की सबसे बड़ी कमजोरी ये तो नहीं कि वो अभी भी एक रीजनल नेता के रूप में ही कांग्रेस पार्टी में देखे जाते हैं?
I'm no neta. I'm neither regional nor national nor anything. I'm quite happy to be what I am. I am a member of the Congress party. I've been given responsibilities from time to time. I like to do that job and move on.
मैं दोबारा से नरेंद्र मोदी के साथ आपका कंपैरिजन कर रहा हूं. मोदी जी अपने आप को इकोनॉमिक्स का महागुरु के रूप में अपने आप को प्रस्तुत करने की कोशिश करते हैं, लेकिन आपकी सरकार में आप हैं, मोंटेक सिंह आलूवालिया जी हैं, मनमोहन सिंह हैं, सब अर्थशास्त्री हैं. ऐसा क्यों है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी की जो इकोनॉमिक्स की व्याख्या है, जो उनकी अर्थनीति है, वो आप सब लोगों की अर्थनीतियों पे भारी पड़ती दिखती है?
What is Mr. Modi's economics? Please spell out 6 points of his economics. I don't think anyone knows what Mr. Modi's economics is. I think he's keeping it a closely guarded secret. We have no idea what Mr. Modi's economics is. It's only when he spells out his position on different issues we can engage him in a serious debate. At the moment he's only throwing one-liners and indulging in wordplay.
नहीं, जब वो कहते हैं कि केंद्र सरकार को चाहिए था कि बेसिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान दिया जाए, सड़कों की मरम्मत के ऊपर ध्यान दिया जाए, सड़कें बनाई जाए, केंद्र सरकार ने जो बड़ी बेसिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चीजें होती हैं उसके ऊपर भी केंद्र सरकार ने ध्यान नहीं दिया.
My budget speech. I've given you facts and figures. What was the position in 2004? What is the position at the end of 2013 December? I've given you numbers about rural roads under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. I've given you numbers about railway track. I've given you numbers about power. I've given you numbers about coal production. I've given you numbers about the number of self-help groups, number of education loans. These are facts. And I sincerely hope you don't believe in fake encounter with facts.
Fake encounter with facts. ये आपका भी जो स्टैंड रहा है, आप हमेशा नरेंद्र मोदी जी के खिलाफ आप ये आरोप लगाते हैं. लेकिन क्या मैं ये समझूं आपकी बात से सर कि 2014 का जो आम चुनाव होने जा रहा है, उस आम चुनाव में आप 2009 से 2014 तक का जो फासला देश ने तय किया, आप उसके ऊपर नहीं, 2004 से जो कुछ हुआ, कांग्रेस दरअसल उसके ऊपर जनता के समक्ष जाने की बात कर रही है.
Not correct. I have given you both periods. In the budget speech and elsewhere I've said, between 2004 and 2009, this was the growth rate. Between 2009 and 2014, it is a slower growth rate, but still both of them are above the trend rate and both of them are above what the NDA delivered between 1999 and 2004. Please read my speech carefully.
क्या चिदम्बरम साहब को ये भरोसा है कि जो आपने भाषण दिया, उस भाषण से देश के जो मिडिल क्लासेस हैं, क्या उनको आप अपनी तरफ आकर्षित कर सकते हैं सर?
What is wrong? The middle class in this country.
क्या आपको भरोसा है?
The middle class in this country has grown in the last, say, 23 years since economic liberalization started. The middle class has grown. There's been rapid urbanization. 31% of India live in cities today. A state like Tamil Nadu's urbanization is over 40%. Therefore, while we must address the rural poor, we must also address the concerns of urban poor. We must also address the concerns of the middle class. There is a middle class not only in cities and towns. There is a middle class today in rural India also.
लेकिन क्या ऐसा नहीं सर कि अभी तक जो कांग्रेस का हाथ आम आदमी के साथ जो स्लोगन जो पार्टी देती चली आई थी, उसे 2014 में ये लगने लगा है कि दरअसल अब जरूरत है इन मिडिल क्लासेस की तरफ जाने के लिए, अर्बन पुअर जिसकी आप बात करते हैं.
These are all I mean, sort of clever wordplay. The Aam Admi is the common man. Many of them are poor. Many of them belong to the lower middle class. Many of them belong to the middle class. When we say Aam Admi, we are not only talking about the poor, we're talking about people who have had the opportunity to move up in life.
But aren't you worried, sir, that you can't even use the term Aam Admi today? Because there is a party which is by that name, Aam Admi Party.
Well, that is a party which is very well known in Delhi. It's not so well known back in my constituency in Shivaganga. I think the media tends to take itself too seriously and is very Delhi-centric. And that Aam Admi Party has unraveled in 49 days. We are not worried about the Aam Admi Party. Yes, they will make a dent here and there, and good luck to them. Congress is a nationwide party. Its footprint is across the nation. It represents people from Arunachal Pradesh to Kanyakumari. And we therefore have to have a very broad view of things. We have seen ups and downs, but all through these years, we have stood rock-like defending what is the fundamental idea of India.
अंत में आपसे जानना चाहूंगा सर, बहुत बार अनेकों प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे लोगों ने आपसे पूछा कि क्या आप अपने आप को प्रधानमंत्री पद के दावेदार के रूप में नहीं देखते? क्या कभी दिल में सर कभी ऐसी जिज्ञासा हुई? मैं हूं ना, कभी लगा आपको?
I said मैं हूं ना in the first budget speech. When somebody asked me who will deal with this problem, I said मैं हूं ना. The point is, I have no ambition in my party, because my party is very clear and I endorse it fully, that the responsibility must be handed over to a new generation. I belong to the generation of Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi was only a year or so older than I am. I belong to that generation. The party has given us enough opportunity to do what we wanted to do. And we have done that. The time has come to pass the baton to another generation. I sincerely hope the BJP also will hand over the responsibility and the baton to a younger generation.
लेकिन अंत में सर अगर ऐसी बात है तो फिर आप लोकसभा चुनाव लड़ने की क्यों सोच रहे हैं? क्या ये सच है? आप लड़ेंगे अगला चुनाव? अगर if you want to pass the baton on to the new generation, are you also thinking in terms of not contesting the next Lok Sabha?
I said so. I said in the AICC, I said 1/2 of the seats must be given to the younger generation.
Your seat, sir?
Oh yes. If they want to pick Shivaganga and give it to a younger candidate, you will find me in the forefront of the campaign, campaigning for that candidate.
Mr. Chidambaram, आपने IBN 7 से बात की, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर।
शुक्रिया।